Let's analyze everything that happened in the second episode of Cosmic Fury, and I can tell you that something very interesting happens here. The episode begins with Billy and Solan taking the measurements of Javi's other arm, since we know that he lost an arm in the previous episode. From the first images of Cosmic Fury, we saw Javi's new arm, and all the fans wanted to know the reasons for this new robotic arm. After seeing what happened, many fans were angry because they felt that this was not necessary. Many have even said that he could have Morphin, possibly he would not have lost his arm. The producer of the series had commented that he has worked with disabled people, and this was supportive of them. I don't remember the exact words the producer said, as it was a Twitter post and he left that social media for a while, so we can't get the post. Although Billy and Solan want to do everything they can help Javi, he is very sad as he needs his arm to play the guitar and make all his music. Later, we can see that Lonnie, Amelia, and Solan try to save Ollie using the same antidote they had created the last time he was under Lord Zedd's spell. Meanwhile, Ian talks to Mick to keep looking for Zyto all over space, since he is the one who has the most knowledge about the galaxy and has contacts everywhere. In Ian's cafeteria, the Green Ranger tries to talk to her father without revealing her identity, to tell him that they should prepare for a potential invasion. In this place we also got to see Jane and Jayborg, both of whom were eating and started saying some silly ideas. This gave a bit of comedy to the episode, but it wasn't forced or drawn out, which was always a big downer in Power Rangers episodes. This was even one of the things that the producer promised before the premiere of Cosmic Fury, as he had said that we were not going to have mandatory comedy duos, and it was apparently, previously, mandatory for every season to have a comedy duo. Later we can see that Lord Zedd is on his ship along with the other main villains, and here we can see that despite not having mandatory comedy duos, Squillia is the silly comedy of the whole season. Like many young girls with a lot of money, she also wants to be a social media content creator, so she is always recording everything with her phone. This causes the villains to lack the seriousness to come across as a real threat, and makes everything they do seem like a joke. Obviously, we know this is still a children's series, and this is why they make the monsters not so evil. We then see that the same monster that had thrown the poison towards the Rangers that turned Ollie into a villain, calls Lord Zedd to ask him for a chance since he had fired him. Lord Zedd decides to give him a chance because if that monster manages to destroy the Rangers, then Lord Zedd will destroy him, and he will take credit for what happens to the Rangers. At the command center, Ollie wakes up, and although Lonnie and Amelia at first think he is cured, they quickly discover that he is still evil. Ollie tries to take off his mother's bracelet so he can teleport out of there, but Amelia stops him and manages to lock him up. Due to all the hatred Ollie feels, he destroys everything inside the room, and Amelia and Lonnie are still confused trying to find another solution. In another scene later we can see that Izzy and Fern are together putting all their luggage in the car since they are leaving together for college. From this moment we can see that Fern is already wearing orange clothes, something that has always happened in Power Rangers. Each Ranger always wears their color. Fern asks Izzy about her adventures as a Ranger, but Izzy thinks she shouldn't tell her everything so as not to worry her, so she just tells her a few things, and Fern gets very excited. Even though Izzy promised Fern that her job as a Ranger wouldn't stop her from traveling to college together, at that moment she gets a call from Solan to go to the command center. Then at the command center, Billy informs the Rangers that there is a giant ship heading straight for Earth, and they think it must be Lord Zedd. The Rangers start planning that maybe they can battle it out in space so that the Earth is not damaged, and at that point Javi enters the conversation. He admits that he can't help the team and doesn't want to basically be a liability, but Amelia tells him to take all the time he needs to recover. Because of this, Billy decides to join the team to help them and says that he is honored to be part of a younger team, although at that point Ian tries to clarify that he belongs to the older team, which becomes a joke. The Rangers travel into space with the Zords and begin to realize that it doesn't seem to be Lord Zedd on that ship. After receiving a call from the monster on the ship, the Rangers confirm that it is not Lord Zedd and begin to form the Megazord. After several attacks, the Rangers prepare the final attack and then explode the giant ship along with the monster that turned Ollie into a villain. Then we can see the image that we had seen in the official trailer that they had released some time ago and that we debated about who controlled all those Zords. Now we know that all those Zords are autonomous, so they control themselves, and the Rangers can also control them from other Zords. Back at the command center we can see that Solon was able to finish Javi's new robotic arm and they are starting to test it. They quickly realize that Javi is unable to control the arm, and this causes him to throw the device Solon had towards a forbidden button. He then pushes Izzy, who almost touches the button, but Ian manages to grab her in time. Solon clarifies that the button hasn't been pressed in 65 million years, but we'll soon find out what the button does. Amelia and Lena have an experiment to help Ollie, and they must use the energy from the statue outside, so they need all the help they can get. On the villain's ship they learn that the Rangers destroyed the other ship, so Lord Zedd orders them to find the Rangers' command center. Outside the command center, Izzy uses a key to make that whole place invisible so Lena can work safely. Ian and Billy stay outside the invisibility field so they can take on anyone who wants to interfere, and we already know Lord Zedd's soldiers are nearby. Billy steps forward and starts fighting Zedd's soldiers, but Ian realizes that Fern is also nearby. Izzy can't defend Fern, so Javi offers to help her even though he knows he's not ready yet since Amelia must stay inside the command center to complete the experiment. Javi manages to help Fern and then helps Amelia to take Ollie outside to complete the experiment. Despite completing the experiment, this causes the Rangers to suffer a severe blow and the invisibility field is destroyed. Because of this, Zedd's soldiers manage to find the Rangers' command center, and at that moment Lord Zedd arrives. At that moment, he takes the opportunity to destroy all the statues that give power to the Rangers except Ollie's, because he stops him and swears loyalty to him. To prove this loyalty, Ollie throws his sword at Amelia and manages to hurt her face. All the Rangers lock themselves in the command center and Lord Zedd calls for a drill ship to destroy the whole place. At that moment, the Rangers decided to press the forbidden button, and now we can see that its function was to transport the entire command center to another place. The Rangers appear on the planet Eridus, a planet that is 30 million light years away from Earth, and they must start planning what they are going to do from that place. Then they realize that they had forgotten that Fern was inside the command center, so now it has become a bit more complicated.